organization is a fairly simple thing. There really isn't a whole lot to it. I mean, if you have a bookshelf, you might alphabetize it or color code it. When you're putting your clothes away, shirts in the closet, pants in the dresser. It really is such a simple thing, but that is what makes it so easy for us to overlook. At home, at work, even in personal relationships. But specifically, I'm going to be talking about organization in a classroom. I'm Elizabeth Clarity, and I interned at Sylvan Learning Center. Sylvan is a tutoring facility where students can come for an hour at a time and work with certified teachers while completing personalized courses. Now, if you are or know a teacher, then you know that a teacher's desk is like a lifeline. It has everything the teacher could need. But that doesn't do any good if they can't find what it is that they are looking for. Now, at Sylvan, we don't have teacher desks. Instead, we have bins. And those are what I was given the task of reorganizing to create max efficiency in a classroom environment. Here we have pictures of just a couple of bins. I would describe these bins in a single word: chaos. Now, these are just the bins that I deem to be the most disorganized, but I can assure you the rest were not much better. I have seen teachers struggle for minutes at a time looking for whatever it is that they need. Ridiculous, right? So how do I go about solving this issue? Believe me when I say I asked myself the same question multiple times. I found that the easiest and simplest way to go about it would be to strip it down to the bare necessities. First, I went through each teacher's bin to find commonalities. I found the items that were most common and most important. Once I found those items, I was able to compile a list of the items that I deemed to be. Once I found those items, I was able to move on to step 2, prototype. I used a list I had created to create what I thought should be a standard bin. I used an extra bin we had available and organized the items in a way that I thought would be easy to organize, or easy to navigate. I showed my prototype to my supervisor and then to my teachers. They gave me feedback that consisted of items I was missing, such as tissues and hand sanitizer, and also things like the way the bins were organized, such as games being on the second shelf instead of the third, seeing as games come at the end of class. After I made some adjustments to my prototype, my next step was to figure out how to maintain the system I had created. Now, this part of the process was one of trial and error. I wanted to create a form that teachers could fill out anytime they were missing or needed an item. As simple as that sounds, I had so many questions running through my head the entire time. What needs to be on the form? Should it be online or should it be on paper? I went through 3 different forms before I finally found this one here. I had the teachers fill it out and turn it in to the person at the front desk, which for the time that I was at Sylvan was me. I then had the teachers give feedback on it. Once we were all in agreement that the form was simple enough to understand and use, I had to figure out how to maintain the solution after I no longer was interning. This was probably the easiest step in the whole process. I had my supervisors do 4 things. 1, check daily for filled out forms. Simple enough. 2, if they find a filled out form, to retrieve the items for that bin. I mean, you wouldn't want to see that someone is in need of something and not give them what they are in need of. Thirdly, I asked for them to keep a count of the items that they had readily available to refill the bins. And finally, I feel like this step goes right hand in hand with number 3. I asked for them to report to their superiors before they run out of items so that those superiors can get them their restock items so that they can refill the bins. Overall, myself, my supervisor, and the teachers all feel that I have created an easy-to-maintain solution that keeps our classroom from looking like one from Kindergarten Cop.
Everything is under control. No.
Thank you, ProX and Sylvan, for allowing me this experience.